the ground with a stick extending straight outward from the front of the chicken, you will hypnotize that chicken, put it into kind of a trance. Al Gore was known to do this back in the day. I think when he was trying to make himself all folksy. And you're probably wondering, how do I know about that? I'll tell you how I know about that. Because my brand new favorite follow on Instagram is something called Depths of Wikipedia. Have you seen Depths of Wikipedia?
Never heard of it.
I hadn't either until it was suggested to me, so that gives you a little clue as to the kind of things I follow. And it's people who just post the weirdest things that are on Wikipedia, and they are fascinating. I mean, obviously they run the gamut, things that are completely inconsequential to things where you go, oh,
this is...
Depths of Wikipedia is fantastic.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
You learn about a tortoise. We were just talking about the oldest tortoise in the world the other day, 190 years old, Jonathan, the tortoise. You can learn about a tortoise who saved the species by banging other tortoises.
Oh, we've talked about that tortoise.
We have.
Yeah.
There's
about that one.
The Frank Sinatra killings. There's the killings attributed to Frank Sinatra songs. Diego the tortoise. Yeah, he had a lot of sex. You can learn about turkey bowling and a list of objects dropped on New Year's Eve. These are all things on Wikipedia.
We just missed...
And they're curated on Depths of Wikipedia on Instagram.
We just missed the Feast of the Ass. Feast of the Ass was a medieval Christian feast observed on the 14th of January, celebrating the flight into Egypt. It was celebrated primarily in France as a byproduct of the Feast of Fools, celebrating the donkey-related stories in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Great ass!
Yeah.
Molly's nipples.
Yeah, so if you haven't followed Depths of Wikipedia on Instagram, they have about 500,000 followers.
Hey, here's one about Clear Channel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Clear Channel Communication, now iHeartMedia, the largest owner of radio stations in the United States, circulated an internal memo containing a list of songs that program directors felt were lyrically questionable.
Oh, we talked about this.
Aftermath of the attack on 9/11.
9/11, yeah.
So
that was a bit more apocryphal than they give credit for, though. That kind of made I was working for this company at the time. I was on in Pittsburgh. I had flown back on September 10th, and I had forgotten about that, too, when we were in New York this past weekend. And I was telling our friends, I was like, I have not been here in 20 years. But that list that went around was never, it got made headlines for being a banned list of songs. And people were screaming censorship and banned lists of songs. But every radio station, it was a list that they did distribute. And they go, hey, maybe keep an eye on these songs.
Yeah.
Because people's, the tensions are heightened right now. The whole country's like a raw nerve. So when you're playing songs, just FYI, keep in mind. So it was never a list of banned songs.
It was just like,
but there were some songs. Yeah, there were some songs that we looked at. We were like, because you don't know everything that's in your library, and so the company did send out a memo saying, "Hey, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor by Drowning Pool. That was a huge song at that time." And they were like, maybe don't. Bush changed the name of their album because of 9/11. Not the album. I'm sorry. They changed the name of their song.
What was it called?
Well, Jimmy Eat World, they had to...
Right.
They did another issue of Bleed American, and they just called it... I think it was self-titled because Bleed American was a little too much for people.
Yep. Bush had put out an album called Golden State, and there was a song on there called The People That We Love, because that's a line in the song. But the song was originally called Speed Kills, because that's repeated frequently throughout that song. So, apropos of nothing, just bad timing. So they changed the name of the song Speed Kills to The People That We Love. So there were a lot of bands that were doing things like that and kind of tweaking whatever. But for some reason, well, because Clear Channel was like the evil empire back then too. We had like 1,500 radio stations or whatever. So anything they did, it was a very differently run company too. So a lot of those criticisms were well earned, but that whole band list thing was never a thing.
And now we're fun and jaunty.
Yeah,
we're fun.
Hey, man. Hey, we got a heart in there.
And an app that works sometimes.
It works all the time, just not when you want it to.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
It works when you don't want it to.
And wakes Alan up in the middle of the night.
Oh, God.
saying.
I have practically crapped my bed in the middle of the night because it just starts blaring on my phone.
You hear my voice? Does it play the podcast or is it just live?
It was whatever. No, it's not you. No, doesn't play the podcast.
All of a sudden, you wake up to the sounds of Poundcake masticating on his podcast.
Whatever, guys. Like
I would think that would be some, at least that you could chalk up to some solid viral marketing, but it's not that.
Do you know how many people have called in here and asked if they could have me as their ringtone? They were like, I'm like, email Alan. Alan has all these clips. I don't have.
What do
any
they
of it."
want?
They want my.
They probably want a custom ringtone from you.
No, they want the clips that you play.
Oh.
All right. Hold on. I had to finish my gummy worm.
Who would want that every time their phone rings? All the spam calls most people get?
Man, I can't remember the last time I had my phone set to not silent.
Right.
I don't even know what my phone ringtone sounds like. I don't even know what it is. Bah!
Oh, my mom's calling. Can you guys hold on? Or him laughing at fat people? That'd be a nice ringtone. Is this spam or who's calling me?
My jars.
It's God, almost 5 o'clock. Who could possibly be calling me now?
You know I'm on the air.
You know I'm on the air.
The gulpy laugh, though. I didn't know I could, like, laugh that deep.
Well, only when you're laughing at someone's misfortune.
Ooh, that was a smoker's laugh. Let's switch it up.
Man, this guy.
Takes them right back.
Yep.
Someone's misfortune.
Be careful on your April Fool's
Can
jokes.
someone just get into a car accident so I can have a better day?
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.
He's getting that smoky wheeze laugh.
I've been hitting my pen.
You haven't hit your pen a little too hard, it sounds like.
Yeah. I know.
Have you really been hitting the pen a lot?
Yeah, now I got cartridges back. Yeah. I went through a phase of like like 2 or 3 months without, because I didn't have any access. My plug wasn't available, and then now that I got my plug back, I'm like, hey, let me get this.
Is this the plug, the friend that was like, all you ever want from me is weed, and
Yes.
now they're back, or did you find a new one?
No, I'm using them for weed again. No, I'm just kidding.
Just weed.
We're doing dinner soon.
All right.
If you say so.
Alan, I used to sell music, and Dream Theater had a Burning Twin Towers album cover that they changed. Yeah, listen, a lot of bands ended up doing that. I remember there was this hip-hop band called The Coup. I don't know how many people remember The Coup. It was just a couple of dudes, I think. And their album cover, the label was like, you have to change this. Because it was they had like dummied up a photo of the World Trade Center explosions or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why would that be something?
Because, like, if you were in New York, I mean, the World Trade Center was so iconic, which is precisely why it was targeted in the first place, but so iconic that if you were, like, a New York artist of any kind, that was going to show up somewhere. And The Coup had an album, what I thought was funny is the album is called Party Music. But they had, a photo of the World Trade Center blowing up.
I didn't even know.
And it was way before.
Yeah.
It wasn't referring to 9/11.
It was
right.
just that
they were like, this was a long time ago. But if you didn't know that, it looks like, explosions and plumes of fire and smoke coming from the World Trade Center.
I didn't know that the World Trade Center had that great of PR, because when I was a kid, I thought the tallest building in the world was the Empire State Building because of Men in Black.
Well, for a while it was. I mean, the World Trade Center wasn't that old. It was built in the early 70s.
Well, when was the Empire State Building built?
Before that.
But
the
I
Empire
just-
State Building's from the 20s or 30s, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't even know. I didn't know what the World Trade Center was. I didn't know it until it blew up. I was 9.
Yeah, I'm older than the World Trade Center was because it opened in 73. It took them a while to build it, but it opened in 73. Yeah, so the last time I was there, those were still up. And then
Been that long.
when this weekend, because Gwen was like, "Do they still do the beams of light?" And I go, "I don't think they do that."
no, they have the Freedom Tower.
That was until they finished building that, right?
Which I don't understand. I understand they want to make a statement and put something there, but the monument is still there, so they didn't.
I wish
build
we
it.
had more time to get down to the monument.
It's expensive. Well, I get the museum.
Well, I'm happy to pay for it. I mean,
but
we could see it from our terrace. Like, wasn't that far away? But
how do you feel safe in the Freedom Tower?
What do you mean?
Like, do they have like a command center in
I haven't
there?
been there. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm just curious. There has to be, because what's stopping somebody else from knocking it down?
I mean, theoretically nothing, but I mean, do you go for the same place twice? We said we wanted that down!
Like, what you doing?
Did you not get our message 20 years ago?
Yeah, see, when you were talking about they were building something in the Empire State or in the World Trade Center's place, I'm like, they're not going to get rid of that monument. What are you talking about? They're not going to get rid of Ground Zero. I thought the Freedom Tower was what it was supposed to be.
I don't think that they rebuilt all of it. There were multiple buildings in World Trade Center. I think they rebuilt one World Trade Center, and then the monument is around it.
Yeah, that monument's out front.
Yeah.
And it's very haunting. It's a very, very...
Because it's massive.
It's massive, and it's just... Like, you know what it is, too.
Right.
And what it represents, and I feel like it does a good job of kind of bringing a reverence to that area. There's still people taking selfies and, people dressed like the Statue of Liberty trying to take pictures with you and robots dancing, but it's still...
Right.
Yeah.
Here's me and Elmo.
Elmo will never forget. But you can't call me Elmo because I'm not licensed.
That's right. Please do not call me that.
Dude, that footage is just... That still haunts me. Like,
Well, of course.
just... Like, being anywhere around New York. I just remember...
Being anywhere around New York.
But I'm just saying, I remember in my school, no one told me what the hell was going on. Like, everyone was just gone. We had an open room, so we had third graders and fourth graders. And I don't remember if I was in third or fourth
Yeah, you
grade.
would have been like, you weren't even 10 years old yet.
I had just turned 9, I think.
How much do I bet that they explained it repeatedly and Poundcake just wasn't paying attention?
No, I had an open room, third graders and fourth graders, and we were down to, so it was like probably about 40 kids, and we were down to 4. And my mom was in there sleeping, and then she finally comes like towards the end of the day. I'm like, what the hell's going on? She comes in rollers and moo-moo, like in her moo-moo. I'm like, thank you for showing up. What's going on? And she's like, nothing, just want to come get you. In her little Ford Aspire, and then I go home, and I'm like, so we were under attack and you were sleeping?
I love that you have the audacity to get mad at your mom.
Your mom.
Who's working her ass off for you.
to support you and your brother.
You just through a terrorist attack, Mom!
Can we stop at McDonald's on the way home at least? Can you buy me a Happy Meal since you left me for dead?
The world doesn't know what's going on right now, or the country at least.
Yeah.
Places in the world this happens all the time, but the country was just on edge. Poundcake, so his life didn't change at all. I want a Happy Meal!
Sitting there the teacher's trying to calm us down watching Reading Rainbow. I don't need no Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, reading was not a big priority ever for him, I guess. By the way, Rollers and Moo Moo are doing that morning
Rainbows
show at that new
became
rock
more-
station in Lima. So, Rock 109!
Yeah, but rainbows did get more important as he got older.
That's right. He wanted to be the rainbow of reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know at 9. But no, I think the Empire State Building had more PR, and I think it was, big building really trying to gum up the works there.
Gum up the works.
What works are they
I would
gumming
love
up?
for him to do a TED Talk on 9/11. I would just love for him. So anyway, they're trying to gum up the works. My mom's into Rollers and Moo Moo, and she wouldn't take me to McDonald's. Anyway, thank you for coming. Those are my recollections of 9/11.
That's my tragedy.
That's right.
Empire State Building wanted all the
She got me a girl toy. I want a boy toy.
He wants a boy toy, all right. Hey, can we do Poundcake's rock trivia? Do you have your calendar there?
Yes.
Okay, Poundcake's Rolling Stone rock trivia of the day calendar. I like going to this at some point during the show. We've really been whiffing.
Yeah,
I have
these are
been
hard.
at least. Yeah,
These
they're
are
tough.
really hard.
They're deep dives, yeah.
And I know I'm just looking at the answer, it's upside down, but it is a clarification one as well.
Okay.
All right.
What?
Like the one like yesterday where
It clarifies the answer for you.
it gives you the answer, but it's not an easy answer.
Yes.
It
Okay.
has to clarify it.
Okay.
All right. So it says, which group had Ben E. King replace Clyde McFadder as lead vocalist? I don't know.
What
who-
are the options?
Okay. A, the Dells. B, the Drifters.
Oh, I'm going to know this.
C, the Five Satans.
5 Satins.
Satans.
Do you know how Satan is spelled?
S-A-T-A-N.
One of my favorite stories ever, just an anecdote, was walking past someone's graffiti in Chicago in college, and somebody wrote "Hail Satin," and I was like, either that's a fashion designer or they are an awful, awful speller. The 5 Satans. You think it was a doo-wop group in the 50s called the Five Satans?
The Five Satins. And then
I love that so much.
D, the Five Royals.
It's the Drifters. I know this one.
Well, I'm going to go with Drifters too then.
Okay, so the answer is B, the Drifters.
Hey!
They had hit singles
Thanks
with
for guessing first, Alan.
Yeah.
they had hit singles with 3 different singers: McFadder, King, and Rudy Lewis.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because my mom had some Drifters. Yeah, Clyde McFadder, he is the first artist to ever be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. He went in as Clyde McFadder, he went in as a solo artist, and then he went in with the Drifters. But the Drifters were kind of this band of music. Out of all those doo-wop groups, the Drifters were like the least stable vocally, because they were musicians. So like, we got to get... So Benny King, of course, got huge from Stand By Me and, you know, all that. But yeah, they got Ben King to replace Clyde McFadder, who went on to do some other things. Drifters. There you go.
Was McFadder any relation to John Vista Waffle?
I don't know. John Vis DeWaffle occupies, who's been helping us out in the video department today, John Vis DeWaffle occupies such a singular moment in time. I don't know. Okay, so there you go. There's Poundcake's rock trivia for today. Out of all the questions I thought I would have gotten, that would not have been the one.
The Satans?
The Five Satans,
The Five
yes.
Satans.
Yep. They're on that
so
When We Were
gem.
Young festival. That's going to be exciting to see them again. The Five Satans. You don't know the word satin when you see it? Satin.
Brain fart.
Not brain fart.
Yeah, it was brain fart.
He always
Everyone
says
has a
brain,
brain
fart.
fart.
You have a lot of them. Your brain is all fart.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gas.
Yeah. I think you have more fart brain than brain fart. People are calling out the fart that you play that is the stairwell fart. That's not my stairwell. Well, that's not my stairwell fart that you've been playing.
This is the meme fart.
yeah, that's the meme fart. Yeah,
Yeah. But I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Someone was like, I don't think that's your stairwell fart.
No,
I'm
yours
like,
has
"It's
got some
not."
bubble in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's-
I can dig yours up.
I mean, it's there. I just wanted to clarify.
It is similar to that girl's Chewbacca fart.
It's not quite that. It's somewhere in between.
It is in between. That's right. But I do like that people are listening with a very trained ear to my farts.
Well, then people will always tag me because this is the meme fart from, I think the guy's going to like Walmart and farting into the intercom there.
or his dog next to a
yeah.
PVC pipe or something.
Well, yeah, but that I think the one that they use for like the dogs and stuff is just that one. They'll just
Yeah, they just use it over and over again. But
but-
what's the OG? Is it the guy in Walmart?
I think it's the guy in Walmart.
I thought they were all fake. I didn't know what the original
I
one
thought
was.
the guy in Walmart was the OG
Oh,
one.
okay.
And he would do it a bunch. He got in trouble. He got banned from that Walmart.
Oh, he wasn't working there. He was just a regular.
He was just the guy that would go there, and they're like, "You can't come here anymore because you keep farting into the intercom."
But don't you have to know the code? It's just a matter of picking up.
Yeah,
the
I think he used to work there.
No, okay, there
and
you
then
go.
he knew the little trick.
Oh God, that'd be a
So
great.
funny.
Okay, listen, I'm going to take a break here, and then I will have Tears for Fears tickets for you after this break. I'm going to go see Tears for Fears. They're hitting the road with Garbage, which I think will be a great show. May 21 out at Blossom, so I'll have tickets for you for that show. And then 5:30 is going to be the next chance for you to grab some money. There'll be a keyword for you to go fund yourself coming up.